But Jamia would make sure that he regained custody of my son and I didn't, okay? She thought that this would make me mad, okay? When really, I don't care if their dad has custody because guess what? That's their dad. It's fine. I don't care. But at least let me see my kids. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not the type of person to be like, I want full custody. I don't really mind. I actually wanted his father to be in his life from day one. He's the one who left and went to prison for eons. You know, I couldn't help that. So basically, I never didn't want him to have a father. I always wanted him to have a father. And I never mind when they're with their father because that's where they should be too, just as much as me. So I never had a problem with that, but Jamia thought that I would. And so she did this on purpose. She had the court hearing right before his father got out of prison and gave him custody of my son before he even got out of prison. So I'm like, so this was her way of saying, look, we're giving him custody and he's still in prison and you can't even get custody. Like that. Like that was her way of like and I just at the time I didn't see it as that. I saw it as okay, so what? Then how hard would it be for me to just go be with him and now oh look, I got custody now? That would be easy, right? Come on, seriously. Super easy. So I guess she thought I was being hurt by it, but I really wasn't. I wasn't hurt until he got out and decided to make it so that I wasn't able to see my son at all for visits. And I had to pay child support of $50 a month when his income was $5,000 a month. So it's like, why would you want to collect child support from me? You know I don't have any income and you're making $5,000 a month. Because he was mad that I had a new baby and he had a new girlfriend, so I don't know what the big deal was. It was just like this weird, I don't know. But basically, 2 years after he regained custody of his son, he abandoned him and went to go live with his girlfriend, who said that my son could not live there. So my son was homeless at 14, and he came home to live with me. And at that time, it was kind of like this whole, many years apart from each other. And so he was confused. Like, people told him things that about me that were not good. And he didn't know if he could trust me. At the same time, we've always been like, when you bond with your children, it's unbreakable if you really bond with them, right? So it didn't matter what anybody else did between me and my son. We would always be closer than anybody knew. So we always had that attachment that nobody could break. Okay. The same with my daughter, and same with all my kids. Because, despite their attempt to ruin that bond, I got the first 2 years. Okay. And I got the first 6 years in all my kids. So basically, you can't break that. Once a parent gets that first, 5 or 6 years in their child's life,